Capricorn, lean in, because this isn't another passing horoscope. This is the marrow-deep truth your spirit has been waiting ages to remember. A shadow has traveled with your lineage, an old weight woven through the roots of your family tree, loss repeating, victories almost landing, doors opening then closing at the hinge. You've sensed it, haven't you? That strange gravity tugging at your brightest moments, that looping of delays as if you're paying interest on a debt you never agreed to. And yet the real story is not punishment, it's appointment. The pattern is not your identity, it's your assignment. Right now, the sky is not merely beautiful, it is precise. A rare window has cracked wide, a once-in-800 years reset calling your name. This July isn't another page, it's the hinge between chapters. You were never born to suffer through the old script. You were born to retire it. You are not cursed, you are commissioned. The chains are not ornamental, they are kindling. This portal arrives to burn through the residue and hand you back what has always been yours: ease where there was friction, love without betrayal, wealth without the leak, calm that doesn't need armor. If this message hits the bone, add your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments. Speak it into the room of your life so the universe and your lineage can hear you answer the call. And if this kind of guidance feeds your soul, consider subscribing to Signs and Secrets right now so you don't miss the next steps that continue this work. Your timing is sacred. Travel with me to a turning point long before you were you, 1225 AD, when a Capricorn ancestor stood at a spiritual junction. They were entrusted with a vow: protect a boundary, keep a promise, carry a flame. Fear flickered, temptation whispered, and the oath was broken. One moment became a tide. From that decision, a karmic note came due: money that never settled, love that required you to be the backbone without ever being held, loyalty repaid by betrayal. It wasn't bad luck. It was a contract waiting for a soul strong enough to renegotiate it. Enter you now. In July 2025, Saturn, your ruler, returns to the same energetic posture that framed that original vow. This isn't ordinary astrology, it's a combination lock lining up the last tumbler. The sky is not punishing, it is precise, and it is merciful. You're the one it taps on the shoulder, not to carry the penalty, but to close the account. This doesn't evaporate on its own. It dissolves through decision, awareness, and action. It ends when someone says, "The recursion stops here." You've always felt different, that sense of pushing boulders uphill that weren't even yours, the invisible recoil when you got close to a breakthrough, dreams with doors that wouldn't open or water you couldn't cross, sudden waves of fatigue out of nowhere, déjà vu so exact it felt like a script. These are not random glitches, they're the echo of the original vow, playing out through the descendants who could withstand it. But the echo is losing power. Your lungs are stronger than the smoke. Your soul is older than the wound. One more thing before we move deeper. If this is speaking to your path, subscribe to Signs and Secrets so these teachings stay with you as the days unfold. When guidance comes on time, it becomes groundwork. You don't have to do this alone. Here's the threshold. Between July 10th and July 17th, the universe will not try to break you. It will ask if you're done breaking yourself open in the same old ways. 3 tests will arrive, gentle in disguise or loud in timing, but unmistakable to a Capricorn who has learned to hear truth over noise. Test 1, the betrayal mirror. A person from your past returns, not to love you, but to loop you. They will speak fluently in your favorite hope. They'll sound healed, but move like yesterday. This is not reconciliation, it's rehearsal. Your move is not anger, it's boundary. Bless and release.
The spell is broken when you choose yourself without apology. Test 2. The wealth denial pattern. An unexpected expense, a delayed payment, a random error. It's the last stand of scarcity trying to convince you that safety comes from frantic control. Breathe into your body. Hold your frequency. Behave like abundance is oxygen and you are already breathing. When you refuse the fear, the clog clears. Test 3. The soul silence. You may feel empty for a day, unmoored, like everything went quiet at once. That silence is not abandonment, it's a purge. Think of a bell tone after the strike. The sound remains while the mallet is gone. Sit with it. Let the old resonance evacuate. On the other side is a cleaner signal than you've known in years. If this journey is landing, gently tap the like button now as a small ritual of agreement, an anchor to say, I am present for my own becoming. In this house, a like isn't vanity. It's a touchstone that reminds you later, I chose alignment over fear. You didn't incarnate into the sign of mountain and marrow to be crushed. You came as an architect of time, a master of thresholds, the one who can build a staircase where no path existed. The tests are not traps, they're tailwinds that appear backward. The key in each one is the same. Choose the self that remembers, not the self that hustles to be chosen. Watch for the quieter confirmations too, repeating numbers when you speak a boundary out loud, texts that arrive at the exact moment you release what used to be your favorite distraction, a stranger saying words your grandmother once said, your dreams offering symbols, keys, bridges, unchained doors. The field around you is responsive now. Every honest action accelerates the unwind. Take inventory while the tests pass through. Where do you overfunction because you don't trust you'll be loved if you're not useful? Where do you mask certainty because you were shamed for knowing? Where do you chase what would run to you if you stood still? Write it down, not as confession, but as excavation. The curse is clever. It hides in habits. You outsmart it with clarity.
And remember, when you were tempted to explain your new boundaries to win approval, that's the old contract talking. You are changing the choreography. The dance partners that only recognize the old steps will call growth ego. Let them. Silence is a full sentence. Peace is a complete paragraph. Your energy explains you best. From July 18 to July 21, the portal peaks. This is not superstition, it's rhythm. 3 simple rituals become your signature on the new agreement. These are not magic tricks. They are precise signals your nervous system and your higher self both understand. Ritual 1. The Midnight Salt Bath. Choose any night within the window. Run a warm bath just before midnight. Pour Himalayan or sea salt into the water. Light 1 white candle. Step in slowly. Close your eyes and imagine your field like woven light around you, layer by layer. See the old cords loosen, the rust dissolve, the chain fall with a quiet clink. Whisper, "This legacy of burden does not belong to me. I return what is not mine to the light." Don't force a feeling. Witness the release. Stay until your breath lengthens. When you drain the water, watch it carry the residue away. Ritual 2. The Write and Burn. Sit with paper and pen. Name the inherited patterns without poetry or blame. Money that runs the second you relax. People you carry who never learned to walk. Love that requires you to audition. The secret terror that if you stop grinding, you stop existing. Write it raw and unpunctuated if you must.
Then, in a safe container, burn the pages. Watch the smoke ascend like prayers. Say, "This ends with me. I choose freedom now." When ash remains, press your palm over your heart for 3 slow breaths. Feel the new room you've made. Ritual 3, the gatekeeper phrase. Go outside under the night sky barefoot if possible. Stand tall, hand over heart. Say, "I break what broke them. I rise for all who came before me." Again and again, not loud, true. Speak until your voice steadies. Some of you will feel a subtle lift in your chest, a warmth at the base of the skull, a quiet inside the belly. That's your system integrating the new file.
Add what helps you ground. A bowl of clean water by the bedside, a single bay leaf under the pillow, a stone held in your left hand while you breathe for 4 counts in and 6 counts out. Drink room temperature water with a pinch of salt and a squeeze of lemon when you wake the next morning. Eat something that grew from the ground. Touch your sternum. Tell your body thank you. Journaling prompts for these nights. Who would I be if effort wasn't my currency? Where did I learn that love equals labor? How does it feel in my body when I'm not over-responsible? Answer without editing. When you hear an ancestor's voice in your head, bless them and keep writing. You are not indicting them, you are liberating them by refusing to repeat what kept them small. If grief rises, let it. Grief is proof the love inside you is alive. If anger arrives, let it have fresh air without a story. You're not regressing, you're draining a reservoir generations deep. When shame tries to sneak in wearing productivity's mask, place a hand on the back of your neck and say, "I am safe enough to rest." Rest is not a reward, it is the ground of renewal. When the rituals are complete, keep the candle wick trimmed and the matches close for the rest of the month. Each time you feel the old tug, replying to a message you don't want to answer, rescuing someone who hasn't asked to be whole, saying yes when your body says no, pause, breathe, and picture the chain you already dropped. You don't need to prove you're free by fighting. You prove it by choosing differently. So, what blooms when the loop dissolves? Flow. The first proof is often practical. Financial congestion softens. Delayed invoices settle. Ideas that sat in the back of your mind step forward and introduce themselves as viable. You notice how your worth multiplies the moment you stop selling yourself to those who were never buying. Opportunities align because there's no longer a leak in the bucket. The wall wasn't the world, it was the residue. Without it, momentum feels like a tailwind you can finally trust.
In love, karmic teachers stop mistaking themselves for forever. That exhausting chemistry that made you perform to be chosen loses its flavor. You meet a mirror who is not a lesson in camouflage, but a lesson in resonance. Someone who has done their excavation like you. They see you without consuming you. The relationship becomes a sanctuary with windows and oxygen, not a maze with moving walls. Your intuition brightens, the static around your third eye gone. Rooms read themselves as you cross the threshold. You notice patterns in seconds that used to take months to decode. Synchronicity turns daily. A name repeats, a number follows you. A sentence lands at the exact moment you ask for guidance. This isn't coincidence, it's coherence. And then there is peace. Not the kind that feels like numbing, but the kind that feels like a porch light left on just for you. The fight in your nervous system quiets. Your sleep remembers you. Your mornings stop requiring negotiation. You stop living like a troubleshooting manual and start living like a human with a soul that is allowed to take up space. To secure this shift, honor 3 non-negotiables in the portal's wake. First, don't argue with old energy. The 2 a.m. text, the relative who confuses access with entitlement, the friend who only loves the version of you that bleeds. It's bait. Decline the invitation. Your silence is not cruelty, it's calibration. Second, don't over-explain your growth. You will be accused of changing. Agree. People who loved your compliance will call your clarity cold. Let them be inaccurate somewhere that isn't your home. Third, don't chase. Not love, not money, not validation. Chasing is a ritual of scarcity. Alignment makes you magnetic. When you stand where you belong, what belongs to you recognizes your posture. If this teaching supported you, remember to like this video. Think of it as a small offering placed on the altar of your own transformation. And subscribe to Signs and Secrets so these transmissions continue to meet you in divine timing. We're building a field where Capricorn power is not a burden, it's a blessing.
Let's end as we began, with truth. You were never marked because you were weak. You were entrusted because you are strong enough to break what they could not. The 800-year cycle doesn't end because of luck. It ends because a Capricorn decided to mature the lineage. Because you aligned in the present with what your ancestors prayed someone would become. Because your soul said enough and meant it. Feel the lightness in your chest as you read these words, the softening in your jaw, the steadiness in your lower back. That's not theatrics, it's integration. Your finances stop auditioning for approval. Your body stops running a fire drill. Your heart stops treating love like a performance. You did not just survive, you evolved. You remembered. And the chain that clinged for centuries is now a quiet relic you no longer carry. Now seal it with a declaration. Type this in the comments so your voice enters the architecture of your life. I break the 800-year curse. And because your story includes both you and the people you come from, add your date of birth and zodiac sign so the ancestors know exactly who answered the call and who you're liberating with you. Let your words become a bell the universe can hear. Let your lineage rest in the confidence that the work is finally complete. Walk forward like someone unshackled. Speak like someone who trusts their own knowing. Love like someone who no longer confuses chaos with chemistry. The chapter behind you is closed. The one ahead is already opening its doors. If this resonated, subscribe to Signs and Secrets and stay close. We will keep building this freedom together. And at the end, one last reminder. If this message served you, like the video so more Capricorn souls find their timing. No more shrinking, no more explanations. From this moment on, you move like what you are. Not the broken thing, but the breaker of cycles.